This is The Roar, with your hosts, Eric Dickey and Reed Cardinal. Wildcat Sports with Joe Colby. And a look at Wildcat weather with Jake McCoy.
Hey, Wildcats, I'm Eric Dickey.
And I'm Reed Cardinal. You know what's been really weird lately?
What's that, Reed?
The weather. It's just been so up and down, but then again, I'm not the chief meteorologist. So let's go to Jake McCoy with this week's weather forecast.
Hey cats, welcome to weather. I'm Jake McCoy. We're experiencing the tail end of our fall temperatures. Let's take a look at the national map. As we can see, we have some precipitation moving in from the west that we'll be experiencing later this week. Let's zoom into the Ohio map. As we can see, we have some precipitation moving in from the south. We'll be experiencing this later in the week. Now let's take a look at our forecast. Today's forecast will be partly cloudy with a high of 55 and a low of 36. Let's move on to our 4-day outlook. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 56 and a low of 37. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 55 and a low of 36. Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 57 and a low of 39. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 59 and a low of 36. That's it for weather. Back to the studio.
Well, thanks for that, Jake. Well, winter weather is approaching, and there are many people here in Newark who can't afford to have winter apparel, such as coats, hats, scarves, gloves, and boots. Class council will be collecting these items until further notice. Gently use a winter apparel for all ages can be turned into Miss Reel or Mrs. Grenrod or a member of class council.
You know what's also been really weird lately, Eric?
What's that, Reed?
The guy's bathroom.
Speaking of things that stink, here's Elliot Monroe with a look behind the stalls of Newark High School's bathroom. Viewers' discretion is advised.
I'm Elliot Monroe for The Roar, and I'm about to enter the Newark High School restrooms.
I think the bathrooms at Newark High School are crappy. They don't even have doors on some of the stalls. They don't change the trash cans.
I think the Newark High School bathrooms are disgusting. There's never any soap or paper towels in the bathroom.
They're nasty. Some don't even have stalls on them. There's like brown stuff on the ceilings.
They smell.
Yeah, they're nasty.
They don't change the trash cans.
Toilets are always overflowing because people don't flush, I guess, and like the walls are always nasty and covered with graffiti and all that stuff, and there's no soap at all to wash your hands afterwards.
I'm Elliot Monroe for The Roar. Back to you guys.
You know what, Eric?
What's that, Reed?
The last story made me sick to my stomach.
Well, Reed, it didn't have much an effect on me, but boy, am I still hungry.
Hungry? All right. Well, you know what, Eric?
What's that, Reed?
I'm not going to be hungry next week.
Why's that, Reed?
Because it's Thanksgiving.
You know what, Reed?
What's that, Eric?
You're getting on my nerves. Actually, you're driving me bananas.
Well, I promise. This is the last time. I only have to say one last thing.
All right, Reed. What's that?
I love you. And by that I mean, I appreciate you. I'm so thankful that you're my friend.
You know what, Reed?
What's that, Eric?
I think that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Well, besides my mother. Now, before I start to cry, let's go to Ashley Gregg with a look at Newark students or what they're planning to do over this brief but thankful Thanksgiving break.
I'm Ashley Gregg, and I'm here at NHS finding out what students plan to do over their Thanksgiving break. Thanksgiving break, just one of the many breaks the students look forward to every year. I went and talked to a few students to get an idea of what they like to do over break.
I'm going to build up my perfect Pokemon party on Pokemon Platinum. And I'm also going to make sure I practice my trumpet because, I got to be good for the band, I can't let the band kids down.
I'm going to go stay with my grandma and all my cousins and aunts and uncles, and we're going to bake a lot of food, and have a lot of fun.
I go to my grandma's house with my uncles and my uncle's new wife. So students enjoy to watch movies, eat Thanksgiving dinner, play games, play with their family pets, get in the computer, and most of all, sleeping. So that's what students plan to do over their Thanksgiving break. I'm Ashley Gregg, back to you.
Thanks for that, Ashley.
You know what, Eric? The best thing besides the food is sports. Let's go to Joe Colby with an update on Newark's sports teams.
Hey, thanks. Well, as of now, the Wildcats are currently in a transitional period between fall and winter sports seasons. The basketball, bowling, swimming, and wrestling teams are currently gearing up for an intense winter season. But for now, our own Eric Dickey went out to check out how the girls and boys basketball teams are shaping up. Eric?
Whoa, hey, thanks, Joe. I'm Eric Dickey, and I'm here at the NHS gym to give you guys a sports update on the boys and girls basketball preview. Let's go take a look.
Born in the 80s, in the flat with his dad, collected antiques and really was glad growing up there. But he became a bad man, used to steal from his friend, never had a plan. Bang, bang, Betty, just like your mother, call you in the tennis, catching eyes with your brother. And no, Betty, they're just smoking it out now, sitting on the floor.
Well, it's basketball season again this year. I went around and talked to the players and coaches of the girls basketball team to see how they thought their upcoming year was going to be.
I think it's going to be a very exciting season. I look for good things out of our girls. Our practices have been going very well, and I think it's going to be a turnaround season for the girls basketball program.
I'd like to win 15 games, really compete in every game. If we're losing, I don't want it to be by a lot at all if we lose, and just for everyone to work hard.
It's no secret that Newark has a very reputable basketball team. The coaches and players work very hard to keep their rep up to date.
They're pretty intense, pretty hard. We get a couple breaks, but really that's it. And we go hard all the time.
Pretty much just running through our plays, just some typical drills.
Well, it sounds like the girls basketball team sure is practicing hard. So I went around to figure out what teams are actually going to be a big challenge for Newark this year.
I think without a doubt in the OCC, the best teams that we will play is Reynoldsburg and Pickerington North. They have a lot of girls back from last year's teams, and will be very good this season.
Now we're going to carry on to the notorious Newark High School boys basketball team. After only practicing for about a week, I went around to the players and asked them what they were doing to prepare for the upcoming season.
We start out with a bunch of defensive slides. We break up into groups, do some group stuff like guards and posts. That's about it. And then we go to specialty and team.
Our hopes are that it's going to be another good season. We've only been practicing now for a week, so it's hard to tell yet. But our goals are, as usual, we want to win the league and want to win the district.
This year there's going to be a lot of changes for the Newark basketball team. We see that a lot of new faces are going to be appearing on the court.
Well, we have a lot of new faces since losing 5 seniors last year. Our one returning starter is Ryan Dirks. And then we have 3 other seniors, Jeremy Knudsen, James Corzella, and Ryan Soul. And then we have pretty much our whole JV team from last year back.
Even though we have high hopes for the basketball team this year, there still are a few teams out there that our players think are going to be a big challenge.
Probably one of the top teams in the league is going to be Gahanna this year. They're going to be real tough. It'll be a challenge, and then Reynoldsburg. But everyone in our league is going to be pretty tough, so it'll be a challenging year.
Well, probably the best team in our league, talent-wise, is Gahanna. And then after that, Pickerington Central. And then there's, like us, a lot of teams that are trying to replace some players, and, it's yet to be seen how good the rest of us will be.
Wow, if I were you guys, I would definitely be drooling over what this team is going to have to offer this season. I'm Eric Dickey. This was your sports preview. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Eric. It looks like the basketball teams are working hard in the new gym. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Joe. It's nice to see you anchoring for a change.
It's also nice to see fellow students making huge accomplishments. Let's take a look inside to the Newark Symphonia. Symphonia recently visited Washington, D.C. after receiving an invitation from President Obama to attend a reception for classical music at the White House. Congratulations to officers Kelly Corder, Max Frankenberry, Emily Johnson, Drew Sears, Alex Venata, Bren Wilkin, and as well as the entire Symphonia for their accomplishments. It must have been quite an honor to get invited to our nation's capital, and now, for all of those of you planning to pursuing accomplishments of your own, here's some great scholarship opportunities to get you started.
Information regarding the Kenneth L. Howard Scholarship is available in the guidance office. The scholarship is for first-generation college applicants or African American males. Deadline to apply is February 19th, 2010.
We'll be keeping you on update of a variety of scholarships through the remainder of the year.
You know, around this time of year, people start to go hunting.
Yeah, and some people hunt their own turkeys. Let's go to Jake and Morgan because they went off to show us a few tips on hunting safety.
Hey cats, I'm Jake McCoy.
And I'm Morgan Hummel, and in case you didn't know, it's hunting season here in Ohio.
So here we are in the great outdoors giving you a first-hand look at some serious safety tips to follow while you're pursuing your big game dreams.
Well, as far as any type of hunting, whether it's white-tailed deer or any type of big game hunting, as far as safety goes, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is any type of gun safety, which right off the bat you want to think of treating every gun as if it's loaded. And that is, you know, a common sense thing that you want to think about, but a lot of people just, you know, kind of overlook a lot of those things. Treating every firearm as if it's loaded can save lives, can make, you know, every hunt that much more enjoyable, meaning keeping your firearm always pointed in a safe direction, whether it's straight down or straight up or whatever the necessary place may be. Keeping your gun pointed in the safe direction, keeping your firearm basically, as far as depending on what type of terrain you're in, whether you're hunting in a mountain area or whether you're hunting just your local area, which is flat and maybe just some ravines and creeks here and there. If you're going to cross some fences or creeks, unloading your firearm while you do that. You know, the common sense things that a lot of people sometimes forget about are the most important things as far as being safe no matter where you are.
Well, that sounds like some great advice.
Oh, it definitely is. I feel so much safer already. I really do.
Well, I don't. That brings us to our first hunter safety tip. Every time you see a gun, point a gun, or pick up a gun, assume that it's loaded. And assuming that that's loaded, I don't feel very comfortable.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'll be more careful next time. I promise. Wear the required amount of orange so that you don't become another hunter's target.
Make sure you know how everything operates before you attempt to use it while hunting. Safety requires that you ask questions and have practice sessions before you put any new equipment or techniques to work.
Do not climb up or down a tree or over a fence with a loaded gun.
If using a tree stand to hunt, don't forget to wear a safety belt.
Stay sober during your hunting sessions.
Make sure your safety is always on and that the barrel is pointing down when you are walking with or transporting your gun.
And finally, never shoot at a sound or movement. Well, that's all the tips we have for you today.
We hope you enjoy this hunting season and follow all of our safety rules.
I'm Morgan Hummel.
And I'm Jake McCoy.
Back to the studio.
You know what, Eric?
What's that, Reed?
That's all we have for today's show.
I'm Eric Dickey.
And I'm Reed Cardinal. We leave you with the alma mater. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Newark High School, Newark High School, loyal now thy children stand. As we lift our song to praise thee, better school in all the land. All the strong may be thy rivals, they cannot withstand thy might. For we all shall be defenders of the crimson and the white. All the strong may be thy rivals, they cannot withstand thy might. For we all shall be defenders of the crimson